Hi, guys. All right, we're back. And we have yet another story to share. And this one's also about feelings. And I want to show you the cover here. The title of this book is Harriet, You'll Drive Me Wild. Who do you think Harriet is? Yes. Who do you think the other person in the picture is? Turn and tell someone. Why would someone say, "You'll drive me wild"? Has anyone ever said that to you before? If so, how did that make you feel? All right. Now, I want to let you know that the author is Mem Fox. Love her. She's amazing. And then the illustrator is Marla Franzi. Okay. And I want to read the story to find out why Harriet drives her mom wild. Let's find out. Harriet Harris was a pesky child. She didn't mean to be. She just was. The sentence says that Harriet is pesky. Do you know what the word pesky means, or what do you think the word pesky means if you don't know? Pesky means bothering people or causing trouble. How could Harriet cause trouble without meaning to? What do you think? Well, let's find out. One morning at breakfast, she knocked over a glass of juice, just like that. Oh boy, look. Her mother didn't like to yell, so instead she said, "Harriet, my darling child." "I'm sorry," said Harriet, and she was. At snack time, she dribbled jam all over her jeans, just like that. Her mother didn't like to yell, so instead she said, "Harriet, my darling child. Harriet, you'll drive me wild." "I'm sorry," said Harriet, and she was. Before lunch, when Harriet was painting a picture, she dripped paint onto the carpet, just like that. Oh no! Do you think Harriet meant to drip the paint? What do you think Harriet's mother will say? Well, let's find out. Her mother didn't like to yell, so instead she said, "Harriet, my darling child. Harriet, you'll drive me wild. Harriet, sweetheart, what are we to do?" "I'm sorry," said Harriet, and she was. At lunch, Harriet slid off her chair, and the tablecloth came with her, just like that. Oh boy. Her mother didn't like to yell, so instead she said, "Harriet, my darling child. Harriet, you'll drive me wild. Harriet, sweetheart, what are we to do? Harriet, I'm talking to you. I'm sorry, said Harriet, and she was. How does Harriet feel? Take a look. How does her mother feel? How can you tell? Look at her face. Later that afternoon, when Harriet was meant to be napping, she ripped open a pillow, just like that. And a thousand feathers flew in every direction. Yo! There was a terrible silence. What do you think Harriet's mother is going to do this time? Turn and tell someone. Oh, look at all the feathers. Harriet's mother began to yell. She yelled and yelled and yelled. Harriet's mother doesn't like to yell, but she does. Why do you think she finally yells at Harriet? How do you think her yelling makes Harriet feel? Do you think her mom is frustrated? Do you think she's kind of had enough? Maybe. I'm sorry, Harriet cried. I'm really, really sorry. Her mother took a deep breath. Oh, just like Mouse did, right? I know you are, she said, hugging Harriet tight. I'm sorry, too. I shouldn't have yelled, and I wish I hadn't. But sometimes it happens, just like that. Why do you think her mother takes a deep breath? Well, think about Mouse. Yeah, when you are angry or upset, taking a deep breath can help you feel calmer. Let's try it all together. Ready? Next time you get mad or upset, try it. Why does Harriet's mother say she's sorry? Yeah, remember, she doesn't like to yell. Big mess, says Harriet. A very big mess, said her mother, and she started to laugh. And they laughed and laughed and went on laughing as they picked up the feathers together. All right. So you know from the beginning of the story that Harriet is pesky. Remember that? It says it right here. Harriet Harris was a pesky child. What pesky things does Harriet do in this story? Turn and tell someone. Yeah, again and again, she makes a big mess. Now, Harry and their mother repeat what they say several times in the story. What does Harriet's mother keep saying each time Harriet makes a mess? Yeah, Harriet, my darling child. Harriet, you'll drive me wild, right? Now, what does Harriet keep saying? I'm sorry. Now, again, throughout this book, Harriet's mother doesn't like to yell, and she says that. What does yelling make Harriet's mother feel? How does that make her feel? Think about the end of the story. Yeah. She says, I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have yelled, and I wish I hadn't. Right? Oh, there's the picture. Sorry. Yeah. She doesn't like to yell, and she feels sorry when she does it. And what did she say about the yelling? Do you remember? Just like the messes that Harriet makes, she said, but sometimes it happens just like that. How did Harriet and her mother feel about each other at the end? They love each other, right? How can you tell? They say, I'm sorry, and what are they doing here? They're hugging, and then what do they start doing? They laugh, and they laugh, and they laugh, right? Now, think about a lesson you might learn from this story. What do you think the author wants you to learn from this story? When you do something wrong and your mom or dad get upset, do they still love you? Yeah, no matter what, right? And that even when you make a big mistake, your family still loves you. They do. They may get angry for a little bit or upset with you, but they still love you no matter what. Now, could this story happen in real life? Yes. Yeah. Children make messes all the time, right? And do parents sometimes yell? Yeah, they do. Yeah. And you know what? Parents don't like to yell. We don't ever want to yell. But sometimes it just happens, right? Okay. So for writing about reading, I keep saying that wrong. Writing about reading, I would like you to write 2 things about Harriet and 2 things about Mom. And just write the name, just write Harriet and write 2 sentences, 2 things about Harriet, and then write Harriet's mom or mom and write 2 things about her underneath that. And then remember to take a picture. If you'd like to read it to me, that would be great. If not, that's okay. I still love your pictures and I can read it. So it's up to you how you want to deliver that, either picture or picture and reading. And I cannot wait to see what you do and what you remember about Harriet and what you remember about Harriet's mom. All right, guys, have a great day. And remember, no matter what, your family loves you. Bye, guys.